Welcome, friends. Mystery of North Sentinel Island, the last Stone Age tribe in the world. In November 2018, John Allen Chau, a 26-year-old American missionary, decided to illegally visit North Sentinel Island in India. The island's natives are believed to be part of the North Sentinelese tribe, possibly the last uncontacted tribe in the world, with little knowledge of the outside world. John, deeply devoted to his Christian faith, felt compelled to share his beliefs with the island's inhabitants. He went to a nearby island and bribed a fisherman to take him to North Sentinel, embarking on the journey on the night of November 14, 2018, while evading coast guards. He brought a GoPro camera, scissors, a kayak, dried fish, a football, and a Bible, which he intended as a gift. Upon arriving on the island the next morning, he asked the fisherman to wait at a distance while he paddled closer. He saw some houses and heard women talking, but as he prepared to land, he noticed two Sentinelese men approaching with bows and arrows. He greeted them, declaring his name and love for them, as well as Jesus' love, while offering the fish. The men readied their arrows, prompting John to retreat. Later that day he attempted another approach, this time seeing about 6 Sentinelese individuals. They shouted at him, but communication was impossible. John tried to mimic their sounds, which only elicited laughter from them. He cautiously moved closer, leaving gifts on the beach, including some for a child and a young girl. However, while speaking to the child, a Sentinelese man stole his kayak. As John panicked and tried to escape, an arrow was shot, hitting his Bible instead of him. Fleeing once again, John swam back to his boat. That night he expressed his fears in his diary, questioning whether the island was a stronghold of evil and pleading not to die. His obsession with spreading Christianity drove him to return to the island, which he saw as his purpose. On November 16th, he wrote a letter to his family, telling them not to blame the Sentinelese if he were to be killed. After sending the letter, he set off again to the island, but this time, he didn't return. Fishermen observed the Sentinelese burying a body, which they identified as John Allen Chau. Historically, the Sentinelese were first contacted by the government in 1991, but such encounters often led to violence. North Sentinel Island is part of the Andaman and Nicobar Islands, which comprise 572 islands, of which only 38 are inhabited. North Sentinel Island itself is about 60 square kilometers and remains densely forested. The North Sentinelese, descendants of ancient humans who migrated out of Africa around 70,000 years ago, have lived in isolation for thousands of years. They have never developed agriculture and maintain a hunter-gatherer lifestyle, picking fruits, hunting, and fishing for food. Their choice to remain isolated has led to very few successful contacts with the outside world, often met with aggression. The first written records of the Andaman and Nicobar Islands date back to the 2nd century AD, describing the inhabitants as cannibals. Over the centuries, various travelers have reiterated this characterization. The first record of North Sentinel Island specifically was in 1771, followed by an incident in 1867 when survivors of a shipwreck were attacked by the Sentinelese. In 1880, a British officer attempted to establish contact but found communication impossible due to the significant language differences. He took some Sentinelese individuals back to Port Blair, but they were not accustomed to the outside world and suffered greatly. He eventually returned the children, likely exposing them to foreign germs that could have devastated their population. The story of John Allen Chau and the North Sentinelese highlights the complex issues surrounding isolation, cultural preservation, and the consequences of outside contact. The diseases we encounter today are ones our bodies have built immunity against, largely due to the historical exposure our ancestors had. In contrast, the people of North Sentinel Island have been isolated from the outside world and its diseases, leaving them without immunity. This isolation is thought to contribute to their hostility towards outsiders. In 1967, Trilonath Pandit led the first official anthropological expedition to North Sentinel Island with a team of 20, including scientists and military personnel. They followed the footprints of the Sentinelese for about a kilometer, but found no one. They left gifts like coconuts and tools before returning. In 1970, another official team claimed the island as part of Indian territory. A 1974 film crew, also accompanied by Pandit, left behind coconuts and even a live pig as gifts. When they observed the locals' reactions, the Sentinelese attacked them with bows and arrows, injuring one crew member and killing the pig, which they buried in the sand. This was the first time the Sentinelese were captured on film. Throughout the 1970s, 80s and 90s, Pandit made multiple attempts to contact the tribe, leaving gifts that were always met with aggression. In one instance, a doll was shot at and buried. In 1981, the merchant ship Primrose stranded on the island during a storm. The Sentinelese attacked the passengers, though they were unable to land any successful shots due to poor weather. The passengers were rescued a week later, but this incident marked the first time the tribe encountered iron, which they later incorporated into their weaponry. A significant event occurred in 1991, when an expedition led by Indian anthropologist Madhumala Chattopadhyay made peaceful contact with the Sentinelese for the first time. She and her unarmed team offered coconuts, which the Sentinelese accepted. During a subsequent visit, a Sentinelese man aimed his bow at them, but a woman intervened, signaling him not to shoot. This allowed the expedition members to make contact without violence. Unfortunately, this brief period of friendliness ended. Subsequent expeditions met with hostility, prompting the Indian government to prohibit visits to the island after 1997. They recognized that the Sentinelese preferred isolation, and that their way of life should be respected. In 2004, after a devastating tsunami, Indian officials monitored the island from a helicopter, only to be met with arrows from the Sentinelese. The island had risen 1.5 meters, and the tribe appeared healthy. In 2006, 2 fishermen inadvertently approached the island and were killed by the Sentinelese. Following this, a 5-kilometer exclusion zone was established around the island. The last notable incident occurred in 2018, when John Allen Chau, motivated by his religious beliefs, ventured to the island and was killed. From reports, we learn that the Sentinelese typically range from 5 feet 3 inches to 5 feet 5 inches, have dark skin and muscular builds. They wear minimal clothing using natural fibers for adornments, and carry weapons for hunting. Their diet includes hunting wild boar fishing and gathering fruits and honey. They communicate in a language filled with high-pitched sounds, and their homes vary from large communal huts to smaller family structures. Estimates suggest there are between 50 and 500 Sentinelese, as exact numbers are hard to ascertain. Cultural practices include burying their dead on the beach and rejecting outside influences. Historical accounts of cannibalism are unsubstantiated. The tribe tends to react aggressively to small groups but may retreat when faced with larger parties. Many believe we should contact the Sentinelese, introducing them to modern technology. However, others argue they should remain isolated to protect their way of life. Given the dangers of outside diseases and the negative impacts of previous contacts with other tribes, it's reasonable to advocate for their continued isolation. The history of other tribes, like the Great Andamanese, highlights the risks of interference. Once numbering around 5,000, only 41 remain today. Continued contact could jeopardize the survival of the Sentinelese. In conclusion, while some push for connection, I believe preserving the Sentinelese's isolation is crucial for their health and cultural integrity. If you found this information insightful, consider exploring related videos on my channel for travel. Thank you for watching.